Hi there. I'm Melanie, 28 years old, working at the local library. A pretty awesome job if you ask me. I'm engaged to a guy named Tom, who's 31 and works as a lawyer. We actually met right here at the library when he came searching for a rare law book. I helped him find it, and just like that, sparks flew. We've been together for a while now, and our wedding is planned for 6 months from now. Everything was going smoothly until my friends threw a curveball at me. You see, I hang out with a group of women, some married, some single, who are all about empowering women and advocating for equality. That's great, and I support it, but lately, they've been pushing this idea of open relationships hard. At first, I was like, no way, not for me. But they kept bringing it up every time we met for coffee or drinks. Melanie, you've got to try it. It's the future of relationships, they'd say. Eventually, I started to wonder if they might have a point. These are my friends, after all. They care about me, right? So I thought, why not talk to Tom about it? Fast forward to last night. Tom was relaxing on the couch, scrolling through his phone. I sat down beside him and said, "Hey, babe, can we talk?" He looked up, curious. "Sure, what's up?" I took a deep breath and began. "So, I've been thinking, what if we tried an open relationship?" His eyebrows shot up, but he didn't say a word. I continued, explaining all the arguments my friends had shared with me. It's about freedom, trust, and still being committed to each other while exploring options. Tom sat silently, his face blank, the same poker face he uses in court. The more I talked, the more anxious I became. My palms grew sweaty, and I stumbled over my words. "It's not that I don't love you," I quickly added. "I just think it might make us stronger." Still nothing from Tom. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he spoke. "I need to think about this, Mel." He stood up, grabbed his keys, and said, "I'm heading to the bar. It's Friday and the guys are waiting." Then he was gone, leaving me sitting there, wondering if I'd just made the biggest mistake of my life. Now here I am, talking to you, unable to shake this uneasy feeling in my gut. Did I ruin everything? Is Tom freaking out? What if he says no? What if he says yes? Why did I listen to my friends? Should I call him? No, bad idea. He probably needs space to think. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I feel like our relationship has just hit a major obstacle, and I'm not sure we'll make it past this one. I work at the local library, a quiet, comforting place that suits me perfectly. Tom, my fiancé, is a lawyer. We met there 3 years ago, and now we're planning our wedding, just 6 months away. Everything felt right until recently. My friends have been talking about open relationships. At first, I dismissed it. It didn't seem like something I'd ever want. But the more they talked, the more I started to wonder. Were Tom and I missing out on something? Could exploring this idea bring us closer? One evening, as Tom sat on the couch scrolling his phone, I decided to bring it up. I started carefully, explaining how open relationships could build trust and foster growth. He listened without interrupting, his face calm but unreadable, the way it gets when he's deep in thought. When I finished, he stood up. "I need to think about this, Mel," he said quietly, then grabbed his keys and left. Sitting alone in the silence, doubt crept in. Was this the worst idea I'd ever had? The next morning, I brought it up again over breakfast. This time, Tom had an answer. "All right, let's do it," he said, his voice steady. "But no half measures. If it's open, it's completely open. No restrictions except that we don't bring anyone home." I hesitated. "That's pretty open. Isn't that what you wanted?" he asked. His tone was neutral, but something about it made me uneasy. Then he mentioned Laura, a woman from work who'd been flirting with him for months. He pulled out his phone, saying he'd call her and set something up to get started. I panicked. Tears welled up as I begged him to stop. "This was a mistake," I said, my voice shaking. "Please, let's forget about it." Tom stayed calm, but his expression didn't soften. "You wanted this, Mel. Agreements are meant to be honored." I broke down completely as he left, saying he was going out. Hours later, he returned, revealing that he hadn't gone to Laura's. He'd stayed at his parents' house to think things over. That didn't stop what came next. The following day, Melanie's parents and her brother showed up. Her brother, Terry, was furious, accusing me of cheating. I let him rage before calmly explaining everything, including that Laura wasn't involved. The truth hung in the air, heavy and undeniable. I called off the engagement. This wasn't about an open relationship anymore. It was about trust, or rather, the cracks in it that Melanie's proposal had exposed. Losing Tom broke me. I quit my job at the library, unable to face the reminders of him. My friends tried to support me, insisting I was better off, but they didn't understand. Tom wasn't controlling. He wasn't the problem. I was. Now I see Tom sometimes around town. He looks good, better than ever, like he's found a new sense of purpose. Meanwhile, I'm stuck, replaying my mistakes and wondering if I'll ever recover from losing the best thing in my life. If I could go back and undo it all, I would. But life doesn't offer second chances.